We are up to the final episode of season 2. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe it. We won't wait anymore and just jump straight into it.
Drew, Mrs. Reg and I have tried everything, but I'm afraid we haven't been able to turn the situation around.
What we have to do is try to keep our spirits up. Look, it's a terrible blow, but we're all in one piece. We'll get over this somehow.
How did Phil get there? Like, Phil hasn't been in for the last couple of episodes, and all of a sudden he's here. Yeah, come now, Phil. Like, where were you before?
We'll find another place. Eventually.
Yeah, you kind of got to pay things off before you can get another expense. That's the problem. Can't just jump straight into that straight away. It might take a few more years. Did I mention how much I love their background music? Like, it just makes you love the Saddle Club that little bit more. Just so I can hear their background music. Little plus in this depressing episode.
We've got to do something. We've got to try and raise money somehow.
You really think being 3 13-year-olds you're gonna save the world? Okay, give it a go.
But isn't it thousands and thousands they need?
At least.
I think it's more millions and millions, but let you dream.
Hi, Christy.
Red.
It's a bit of a shock for all of us.
Yeah, I'm wishing I took that job when I had the chance, because now I'm going to be out of work. So, thanks, Christy.
Well, Pine Hollow's days may be over. But don't let the Saddle Club die.
They don't need Pine Hollow to continue their friendship. Let me promise you that. Friends will be friends. They don't need a place to have their friendship. Friendship lasts belong where the place started.
You okay?
Clearly not. You could be a little bit more sympathetic. She's clearly not okay. She's distraught.
Terrible.
It's not the end of the world, Christy.
Isn't it?
Some good things may come out of this.
Like what?
Well, maybe it's time for a change.
Yeah, I mean, like, only 3 episodes ago you were happy to move to another stables because Pine Hollow were selling off their riding trails. It was only 3 episodes you were so happy to do that and willing to do it in a heartbeat. Why so depressed about it now? You know you can get it anywhere within a heartbeat.
Old woman.
I don't think so.
Don't bet on it. Somebody nice will come along and you won't even notice.
And the sad thing is we all know who that person is because we've seen it from episode to episode. Who has those true feelings, and she's been so blinded by it because she only wants to hang out with rich people. So, yeah, it has happened, and Veronica is blinded by it for having standards.
Do you reckon this is what growing up is like? The fun stops? I hope not. That means getting older really sucks.
You can't stop aging. We're always older. Every second we get older. I'm older than I was when I started the series, and yeah, getting older is just part of life. We can't avoid it. It's inevitable.
Make sure you don't leave that lying around anywhere. Everything comes back here before the sale. Okay, bossy.
She wasn't being bossy. Like, it wasn't really a bossy or bitchy term of how she said it. She just was, just advising you that everything you want to move and touch comes back here. She wasn't really saying it in a bitchy, bossy way, or not from my knowledge anyway.
Wow. Look at this.
I had a similar situation where I picked up something and $5 was attached to the back, and I noticed it when it dropped. And a lot of people in Carol's situation doesn't miss that stuff. But something to me, when I notice that sort of thing, it bugs me how they don't. Because if I can notice it, why can't anybody else? I know some people are like Carol and they will drop something and have no idea about it. But I'm not like Carol. I've got social surrounding. I know everything that happens in the back of my mind. So, yeah, I wish other people had what I have with abilities and gifts.
Hi.
What a pleasant surprise.
Surprise, she's here like every day after riding. It's almost like you can pick it. Oh, it's 3:30, Veronica will be here shortly. You can almost pick it. They're always here after riding. A surprise?
I suppose you've heard.
Yeah,
I've lost my second job, of course I've heard.
I have. Sad.
Will you, stick around if Pine Hollow closes?
I still have my job at JB's, Veronica. It's my only job now.
What sort of work does your father do?
Oh, he doesn't work.
Oh, he's on welfare.
Or as we call it in Australia, the dole.
Actually, here's a photo of my mother and father.
Photoshop just wasn't the same back in 2002, I think this was. They tried. They did their best for the timing.
You know, the kids at the stables will miss you.
And I'm part of that kid group. So things have been organised since Carol dropped that envelope. And someone just left that envelope on top, didn't bother to give it to maybe Mrs. Rake to find out if it had sentimental value, if there was a letter inside. They just organised it and left the letter on top, thinking someone was going to buy the letter.
I thought it'd be worth a lot more than that.
Well, I could stretch that to $120.
Look, thanks for the trouble, but I'll have to ask my partners whether we can accept this.
Bit knowledgeable for a 13-year-old, because usually I think something might have value and it doesn't, and I have 21st century knowledge, technology to tell me if something's got value or not. And if I would take people's word for it by saying if it's not valuable, it's not valuable, or it is valuable, it is valuable, and like not having that knowledge and being completely blinded by that. So I'm surprised that she had a gut feeling that something was valuable in her mind. If that makes sense? It makes sense in my brain.
I've got some bad news, Lisa. I've got a buyer lined up for Prancer.
But Drew, why?
I don't understand why Drew is just telling Lisa. Like, Prancer is a school horse. She's ridden by at least maybe 5 to 10 other riders. He's making it out that Lisa only ever rode Prancer herself. Like, other people rode this horse as well.
I was offered a sum for all the school horses, together, as a lot. If I split them up, the buyer isn't interested.
Do you have to tell what Prancer is included? Like, you've got that many school horses. Are they really gonna miss one?
Lisa? We just heard. We're so sorry.
I'd love to know where all the other 9 riders who ride Prancer and why they're not allowed to cry and say goodbye to Prancer. And it's just Lisa who has this emotional connection. Because I can guarantee 9 other people would be riding that horse and 9 other people would have been advised that Prancer is bye-bye. Why aren't they all in this shot crying, Prancer will miss you? Make it a bit more realistic and have all the 10 riders there.
What am I gonna do?
Well, to be fair, maybe if you didn't set your other horse free, you could have sold him and then bought Prancer. Logically so.
Love over gold.
What does that mean?
Like my mother says, love is better than money.
Money can't buy happiness, is what he is saying.
Do you want a dip?
A what?
Do you want to go for a swim?
Of course not! I haven't got my costume!
I asked you to get wet, not go to the ball.
I love it how they had to say costume, because in Australia they're actually called bathers. And I think only in Australia we call them bathers. And if they had put bathers there, no one would understand what they were saying. But at least everyone would understand by the term costume. Fun fact.
Kiss me, stupid.
No. I won't kiss you, stupid. But I will kiss you.
Happy ending.
There's so many of them!
Yeah, there's over 10,000 entries.
so confused by her response. It's like, I thought that's what you wanted. I didn't go after one particular stamp. I love Oreos too. As if she just left 4 bits of Oreos on her plate. Like, eat them all. It's a small cookie. Like, why did you just leave 4? I would keep the envelope down there to keep comparing to it so you don't have to keep popping it up and down. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just an organised person.
How much?
That was my reaction when stamps went up this year. Like, for God's sakes. Why so expensive? Putting all differences behind you. For friendship.
Girl. Oh, that's a pretty old book you got there.
Yeah, I was hoping it was valuable.
All the books were old, and yet this is the only one she thought would have been valuable. All these books are old. I'm sure others had meaningful value.
Looks like the Saddle Club have finally got their own way. Turning Christy against me.
It was a hug, Veronica. Let it go. Alrighty, so it's been a couple of hours. It's now raining, and I'm developing a little bit of a cold. So amazing what a few hours can do. We have got 13 minutes left. Yeah, 13 minutes left of this episode, and I'm gonna finish it today. I don't care how long it takes me. We will finish this final little bit. Scooter 23. Wow.
Okay, it's a deal.
Stop! Don't sell it!
That book is worth $8,000.
It seems to me
Since you've been outsmarted by 13-year-olds and you tried to con them.
Phil, is this a bourbon coat of arms?
Wow. Yeah, it is the bourbon coat of arms. It's worth squillions.
Well, whose is it?
If that's even a number, but let's go with it. Who would have thought collecting stamps, he would remember every single one in the catalogue. And yet he just knows what they're worth.
Are you rich, Scooter?
Now that I have you, I am.
Aww. You don't need money to fill $1 million when you got the one you love. Hey! I don't know why the for sale sign wasn't facing the road so people could see it. It was more facing the stables so everyone who was riding could see their stables was for sale. It kind of makes me think that if Pine Hollow did close down, what was going to happen to like Prancer, Belle, sorry, not Prancer, Belle, Starlight, Garnet, and all the people who boarded their horse there. I mean, we all know Veronica has big land because she was able to take Garnet home one night, but everyone else would have been forced to sell their horses. That would have been such a why did we end on such a tragedy? Like, why couldn't this have been the second last episode? And like the last episode be like another consequence happening. Like, it was such a depressing episode to end on. It came just so close, like the 11th hour, literally. So sad.
They are so juvenile.
But cute. Things are back to the way they were. Like nothing ever happened.
There's a sale on at the mall, you know.
Really?
50% off.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Looks like Veronica got a cut of that $1 zillion because she seems to be rich again, going to the mall. I guess Pine Hollow do owe her dad a little bit of money as well for what he did for them.
Who won? We all did. The Saddle Club forever. The Saddle Club forever!
It's what we thought was going to be the end. until if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and also please do subscribe for more, and please sign the petition that I have linked in the description box below. I'm trying to get the unreleased music from season 2 and season 3 released. If you're a big fan of the Saddle Club, you'll know that many singles from season 2 went unreleased. One was in an episode which I pointed out, and 2 whole album from season 3 went unreleased, and that just breaks my heart because I actually enjoyed the songs in season 3, and it wasn't that bad of a series if you really watch it and not try to criticize it. Of course, if you watch the show with a negative mindset, you're not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to film season 3 until I edit all these videos because I have literally a lot, and this is just like a handful of the ones. There are more to edit. But yeah, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and also please do subscribe for more, and I will see you next time in the next series. Bye guys!